What is up, my viewers? Spang here, bringing you another World of Tanks gameplay commentary. As you can tell, the match has already started. It is a viewer-submitted replay, and it is on the map Sacred Valley. Standard battle, because that is the only version on this map. As you can tell, since the last replay, I have since corrected my mini-map settings to actually show the vehicles. Ooh, Delta and Bondar here. So it is going to be a viewer-submitted replay. You guys, you know, you could, if you ever want to, maybe get on my channel and do a commentary of your own, co-op commentary, like I did with my old buddy. That's an interesting thought. For another time, they are driving double Lorr.40 tons vehicles, 40Ts, that are, well, let's just say Bondar is joining the autoloader master race in World of Tanks, for sure. I did, contrary to popular belief, I did enjoy the Lorr.40 ton. I don't think it's a trash tier 9. I did quite well in it, and I just played it a bit more cautiously due to its large size. I kind of treated it like a more mobile, kind of larger T-54E1, which is the American tier 9 autoloader. Now, it does look like there is a good chunk of forces for the enemy team up in that northern quadrant, and I'm just going to call that quadrant 1. Or, I mean, whatever, it doesn't even matter. Just you guys can see that on the mini-map, for sure. And so really Bondar and Delta got to make something happen up here with that 48 patent. Definitely going to be something of a tricky deal. Because, let's face it, it's a tier 10 battle, and Delta and Bondar here are tier 9s. They aren't quite in a position to really do a lot of damage, but boy is his team in trouble. Excuse me, as those enemy forces just continually push towards base. The Waffenträger E100, the Waffle Monster, recognizing the tight spot that they are in and already starting to fall back to a more defensive position. The Object 268, not looking like he's really being all that effective right now. He probably should have repositioned to have his gun facing to the north a lot earlier. I'm not even quite sure if he will ever. Waffenträger going down, and the 121 looking like he will possibly get a full clip, and if he does allow that, he will probably die. Bondar, you need to aim for the turret wheel. Ooh, come on, the cogwheel. Nope, someone else gets it, and he dies anyway, so no harm, no foul. It looks like it was possibly that 48 patent who shot him in that cogwheel, that forward drive wheel, whatever you want to call it. I do believe calling it the drive wheel is more accurate. Again, not a great expert on tank terminology, but the northern forces, what little of them there were, have been completely wiped out. Looks like the 416 and the 4202 going back to base to cap, and Bondar encouraging them to do so. Right now, going full speed back towards his base to try and support his Object 268 ally, stopping to possibly take shots on the IS-3, 215B, and that 268 is really in a lot of trouble. 50B way in the back there, wanting to get the kill shot, definitely not leading it enough. There he goes, he does lead it a bit better there, and he will get the kill shot. There is still a large threat to his base, though. That really doesn't do much to change the situation. Friendly base cap is under threat. The IS-7 getting a flurry of shells, just a hellfire rained down upon him, and the friendly base cap does begin. E100 gonna be hard to pen at this distance with this vehicle for sure, and the friendly vehicles really not going for capture, and I can only assume it's due to overconfidence or exactly what's happening. They thought they would be overwhelmed by enemy forces falling back to do so. So the friendly team does have a tank advantage, and that's nothing to be scoffed at, but the enemy team has a tier 10 advantage, which again is something that needs to be taken seriously. So right now, tank difference being made up, Jagdpanther getting taken out, which that was a tier 7 Jagdpanther. He platooned up with tier 8s and has regretted it this whole match, I am sure. The 215 Heavy getting knocked out. IS-3 possibly, yeah, he's going to get lit on fire and annihilated. Bondar here getting 3 kills at this point in time. Now all he needs is his buddy Delta to get a few more bits of damage here. Now they are good friends, so Bondar tells me in his email, and it looks like they are very effectively communicating in what I assume is in TeamSpeak. And oddly enough, his engine braking there and not his tracks. His turret is damaged, so he can't exactly circle, but I mean, the Lorr.40 ton is not exactly a circling vehicle. It's not. I would not advise you try to do that. You're too large of a target and everyone's going to shoot you. You're not a small scout tank, that's for sure. The IS-7, probably going to die to surprise tank sex. Yeah, not exactly a brilliant position for him. I wonder if he has... Okay, so Delta getting these shots here. Bondar did let me know that he essentially did let Delta farm that damage in order to let them get brothers in arms, which is why you did see Bondar not taking any shots there, and now effectively securing his team's dominance in this battle, even more so than it was, due to the good cooperation of his team to fall back and defend base. Those heavy vehicles in the north may be overextending a bit. They should have known they would be outnumbered, but I don't think you can blame them too much for not expecting to be outnumbered as badly as they were. Still, that Object 268 could have been of greater help a lot sooner. So there are definitely misplays on Bondar's team's behalf. But as far as Bondar and Delta go, they've been doing an absolutely great job as Lorraine's, trying to really make a difference in a tier 10 battle. So I'm just gonna say, well played right here. Base defense has been more than successful, and we can't exactly see how much damage either of them have done, but we'll know that very shortly anyway. Again, no mods. Unfortunate. I miss my Unreal Tournament sound effects, but I will go on and continue to do these 9.9s regardless without them. And all that remains is the cleanup. That 268 barely hanging on. And will he get himself eliminated here? I don't know. The IS-7 kind of wants it, and he ricochets. How unfortunate. Bondar coming in for the kill. He's got 4 shots to make this happen. Auto aims on it and manages to get it. I'm a little surprised there, especially with the turret facing him how it was. I was kind of expecting a ricochet. And the Waffenträger going down. It looked like a high explosive shot from that Panther too, but very well played. And as you can see, Mastery Badge, Ace Tanker got some pins there. Fire for Effect Fighter, Arsonist, and Bruiser because he lit that IS-3 on fire. And Brothers in Arms, which they farmed, but I always encourage that. If you see a chance at getting a medal, why not, right? Why not be friendly and let your teammate get that kill to benefit you both rather than just hogging all the damage and be like, oh, my kill's my experience. Certainly cannot fault him for that. Now, as you can tell, I'm still getting used to the fact that I have no control over when the 9.9 replay ends. Once the battle is over, it's over. There is no return to garage and replay button. It just stops. So that's going to be an interesting thing to get used to. But wow, it looks like, okay, a lot of damage dealt to by a small number of the team. Quite excessively. In fact, the Waffenträger for the enemy team and the IS-7, one of the IS-7s anyway, being the top performers for their team in terms of damage. But on Bondar's team, he was second with just over 3,600 damage. The M48 Patton, if you watch my previous replay with Never Aim and his buddy on Scary driving the 4202, I mentioned the 48 Patton and the 4202, which is now the Action X, right? The Action 10. Very solid, random battle pubby tanks. This kind of proves it. I think case in point here, besides on Scary doing decently well for himself in that match, this guy, Dominic, right here, or Dominic, that's a bit odd. I would expect Dominic, whatever. Doing over 7,000 points of damage, getting high caliber and Confederate. Brothers in Arms obviously going to the two Lorraines. Now Delta doing a decent amount of damage for himself as well. Obviously some of that being given to him, or the opportunity, not Never Aim Bondar stepping back and letting his teammate do that damage. And then we get the Object 268, which got Spartan when he ricocheted that shot from the IS-7. So overall, very well played. I am actually kind of curious. So wow, this Patton was brawling. Most of that damage being done in close quarters, less than 300 meters. And quite a bit of damage upon detecting, a bit of damage blocked by armor even. The Patton does have something of troll armor every now and again, but you never want to depend on it. Shots fired 22, 17 direct hits, 12 penetrations. Not exactly a great ratio, but more than enough to effectively damage the enemy team. Some damage due to player's assistance, a bit of distance traveled due to, well, we saw exactly how he was driving on that map, and 6 vehicles damaged or destroyed. So close to getting that Top Gun in a sense, but not quite. If he had just simply killed all the vehicles he damaged, I say simply, but it's anything, but he would have gotten Top Gun. Now, he did get a ×5 from this, earning him nearly 10,000 experience in total, so that's always a nice post-game kind of reward for sure. and gets him that much closer to the Batchat 25-ton, the Batchatilion 25T. Anyway, that's gonna about wrap it up for this video. If you like this video, if you enjoyed it, please consider giving that like button a hit. If you want to see more, subscribe, and if you got anything to suggest or share related to my videos or channel, definitely put that in the comment section below. If you've noticed, there's no more border around my window, and that's because a lot of you said you found it distracting and you expressed kind of concerns or thought it was just a little clunky. I was just doing it to have fun with aesthetics and video editing, but you guys have spoken, and I took that away, so obviously. But finally, if you got a replay you want me to do a commentary on, you think I should do a commentary on, description has instructions on how to submit, as well as a whole bunch of other information. But until next time, this has been Spang, and clearly I am just oh so professional.
MLG Dynamo.